Welcome, everybody. It's July 17th, and today we have a lot to talk to because guess what just came out? Some Pokemon Go.
You're the ones we're talking to. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We don't talk to anyone else but you.
Yes.
I talk to everyone except for you.
Oh, no. Well, it's
Yeah.
okay.
And
You're in our hearts still.
with me, I have you guys.
Yeah.
That's us.
And,
That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We exist.
Yeah.
We're here. We're always here.
We're
We never
actually
leave.
just figments of Jan's imagination.
Yeah.
He's talking to himself and doing our voices.
He's really good at impressions.
He's been doing them for a long time.
That's why we never talk at the same time, because it's just him.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
Welcome back. I was just talking to myself. So yeah, what games have you guys been playing? Or watching? You know, either one. What video game things have you guys been up to?
We've all been playing Pokemon Go, but I think the plan is to save that for last.
Yes.
Well, that's going to be our big rambler.
Pokemon Go
Yeah,
extravaganza.
we
wanna
have a
call
lot
it.
to say about it, so get ready at the end.
But aside from that, I've been playing the Wii U remake of Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Ever since I saw that in the new Legend of Zelda game, if you beat a certain part with the Wolf Link amiibo, and then you put the Wolf Link amiibo into the new game, you get Wolf Link as a companion
Ooh, yes.
to run around with you. So I was like, well, I gotta have that.
That's worth.
I have the amiibo and I have the game, so it's gotta happen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's just like Twilight Princess. I don't think they really advanced it
Uh-huh.
very much, but
Yeah. I remember watching someone play Twilight Princess, and like right after my brother-in-law got it for his Wii and was stuck at the very beginning, and I had just watched it, and he was like, "Do you think you could help me with this part?" And I was just like, "Yeah," but I didn't tell him, so it looked like I was really good at figuring things out. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of games that I've watched, Inside was released recently, which is the not sequel to Limbo, but it was made by the same people who made Limbo, and it's very similar. The art style is a little more fleshed out, like it's more focuses on like large 3D areas, but you walk on a 2D plane and solve puzzles similar to Limbo. It's very cute. It's kind of creepy like Limbo, not as creepy. There isn't a giant spider. The ending disappointed me, but I think really what they were going for was the experience of the game. So if you actually play it yourself, people say that it's fantastic. But because I only watched it, I only saw what it looked like and what the story was, and it was okay. It was just kind of vague, like Limbo. But
vague games are kind of in right now.
yes.
Between things like Dark Souls and I guess this Inside and the Resident Evil pre-game thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very vague.
Right.
And we love it.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's,
don't,
I mean,
but-
that's some, I guess, a theme.
It's our favorite theme. Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite theme? Just
Everybody's.
vagueness.
Just vague.
Vagueness.
Put tape over my mouth. It's my
Alright.
favorite too.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing too many video games. I've just been enjoying watching some of the streams lately. We'll go ahead and talk about that later as well. But what I have been playing is some competitive mode on Overwatch, which I heard some people are disliking.
I heard a lot of people are not.
A lot of people. Well, this is it's kind of weird. Okay, so what have you heard that the people don't like?
So I heard that the way the game decides your rank for your initial matches is very biased based on your playstyle, taking in a lot of things into account that like could cause a lot of problems for a lot of people. Like I didn't see it, but I heard that who was it? The Cloud9 team or something like that. They streamed all 10 of their initial games for their placement, and everybody got like a super high score except for their healer. Even though they all won and lost the same amount of matches, because the game doesn't take into account
That you're not going to be killing people. 'cause
yeah,
you're
that like
supporting.
healing versus damage, like the two scores are like not even. Even though I'm sure he was doing great as a healer, like he wasn't dealing damage, and his other friends were, so they got the higher scores.
That's a really interesting way to test that too. Like have an entire team do it, and then they get the same score, but then people's ranking is different.
Yeah, I heard it also takes into account your your casual, like the regular game, like win losses. And for some people who play like, oh, I'm really good as one guy, so I'll play every game as this guy and probably win way more matches than somebody's like, I'm just playing for fun, so I'm going to try every guy and kind of learn this guy and kind of learn that guy. They'll win or lose like way more often than the other guy. So their scores will also be different.
Yeah.
Like playing character who are considered like a harder to play character can influence. So somebody who's like really good at Junkrat, he's considered like a low skill character. Means you'll probably end up on a lower tier than somebody who plays like a more difficult character. I don't know who the difficult characters are considered. I just know that the one example I heard was Junkrat.
Yeah.
Interesting points. I do agree with you on the healer point. I do think that like for some reason it takes into account like how many kills you have. Super weird. And I played my placement matches. The only ones I like lost a lot. So I am also looking at like a different part of the spectrum because I got placed higher than I think the average. So I kind of have a skewed like biased result. So all my games I played as a healer, I lost. So and then I just I only played Soldier 76 on my competitive games, like a true shooter, terrible trash.
Trash person.
And I won the rest of those games. And mostly I didn't have any problems. Like a lot of people are complaining about like AFK leavers because if someone leaves or AFKs, there's this thing called backfill. And what backfill is when you're playing a normal game, any shooter game or big multiplayer game that isn't like a MOBA, if someone drops out, someone can just fill in for that slot. So like the same as in like League of Legends, if there's an AFK or a leaver, you lose that person and then now it becomes a like team disadvantage. So that's like something people are complaining about. Another thing, I am not sure how much the casual like MMR or ELO accounts into it. I mean, it's a possibility because for me personally, on casual I only play Hanzo, and on competitive I've never touched Hanzo, and I got placed pretty high. So that's pretty weird. So, and I don't actually win that much as Hanzo. I just kind of like to mess around with them. I think the biggest thing that they've changed for competitive mode is that they have announced that there's no more going to be multiple heroes available in competitive mode. So you can only play there can't be two copies of a single hero.
Lame.
So there's a big debate between whether this is good or whether this is bad. Some people think this is like bad because it reduces the types of strategies you can do. However, other people really like this because then it's more limited to like how you play around the counters and such, because the other way, if you go like full like Team Torbjorn, it's very cheesy to lose in competitive. So people were really complaining about stuff like that. So,
but that's the thing is like, I'm sorry, you can go.
Okay. From my experience playing Overwatch, I think that I like that there's a limit, but I think it should have been two or less for anyone, because sometimes it's actually really beneficial to have two of the same person on a team. But any more than that does get kind of cheesy, no matter who you're playing. But the fact that it's just one of each is kind of limiting, and I don't really appreciate it.
Well, see, the thing I was saying, I think it is, like, each character in Overwatch is supposed to have a hard counter. So in the event of, like, somebody going, like, a full one team, like, they've kind of put themselves into a corner.
Yeah. Because
you easily just take the character that counters them, and then you win, right? Like, so long as you can match them in skill and they're not just, like, outright better than you.
Yeah.
Like, that then gives you an advantage. Like, that's the whole thing about Overwatch, is that you can switch your character. So if you find out the opponent has done this strategy, you can change your strategy to, like, counter theirs. So if they all go one team, then maybe, like, 2 or 3 of your guys will go to, like, the character that counters them really hard.
Yeah, you could take advantages of, like, imbalances in their team by, like, playing the counters.
Yeah.
And it would stop them from, like, having too many of one person. But in this way, it's, like, really balanced. But that's the thing about, like, class-based shooters that's fun, is, you know, like, having another guy that's playing the same guy as you, and you, like, team up like double Winston or something and just wreck, you know?
I think this is another problem with Blizzard making a game that they, when it came out, was like, this is a casual shooter. It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. Like, we even have a mode that's like just for nuts. And people were like, well, now I want a competitive mode.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, okay, here you go. And then people were like, well, this competitive mode is all broken.
Yeah,
you need to fix it.
we need more rules. Yeah.
And so now they're adding rules, and it's kind of taking the fun out of like the crazy, zany, casual game that it was. The same thing happened to, what was it? The card game.
Hearthstone?
Yeah. Because like, as soon as their competitive mode came out, they started banning cards. Like, people were like, "Oh, there's too much RNG in this, so like, I don't." It can't be competitive.
I would argue that like there's still if that's what you're looking for, casualness, they give you that option. So it's not taken away. There's two different modes that you can play.
But see, that's the thing is like, I would like to play this game competitively. But when you start adding and taking out so many like rules and differences, it's not the same game anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's becoming a different class of shooter that I don't want to play. Like, I would play this crazy, zany shooter competitively, but when it becomes just like a standard, like every other shooter with the Overwatch characters in it.
Exactly. Like, it almost turns back into the same feeling of League where, you know, you have an AFK, well, now you have an empty spot in your team, and no one's going to fill it. And, like, two people can't play the same person. It's just, like, not what I want in that kind of a game.
I also found out, I was listening to a podcast talking about this earlier, that in the event that a player leaves, right, and you lose, your penalty is it not as strong?
It's it's not as strong. So
and the winning team also doesn't get as high a thing, right?
Yes.
Well, I was listening to him, and one of the guys was saying that they had a guy drop out, and they still won.
Oh.
And instead of getting like
extra,
or even just like the same amount,
they got
less, which would have just been about the same amount. It's like a regular loss.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
So I thought that was pretty lame.
I think so my pitch for the multiple heroes one is that for the hard counter thing, on paper it's perfect. Like, the idea, the theory is correct. Like, there is a hard counter for every person, but I think it becomes problematic when you go into like the lower elo people, because like then those people really struggle to get their crap together and coordinate like hard counters and stuff, which is probably why they're there. But that's not, I mean, like, that is sort of a problem. But I think the bigger problem that Blizzard doesn't really want to face is that for a competitive mode, if there's it's called hero stacking. So hero stacking would be difficult to balance, right? Because if you hero stack and it works really well, and they end up nerfing that character, that like they nerf that character because of the hero stacking, but now by himself they are useless, and so I don't think they want to try to avoid that.
Maybe they could implement something where if there was more than one of a person, then they would receive they would have less health or something, or do less damage, but only in
penalty.
Only in that instance.
I think that's still also kind of like problematic to try to implement.
It just sounds like,
I believe in Blizzard. From
what I hear, Overwatch still isn't like a very well balanced game. Like, there's still some characters who are not.
There's pretty big balance issues.
And so for them to be like they took so long to release Overwatch itself, and then for them to just like slap a competitive mode on it, like they could have just taken their time. I understand the audience was like screaming for a competitive mode,
because it was in the beta.
Sometimes the audience doesn't know what they want, so like hold off a second and fix your game.
Also, don't think it's that big of a problem, because if you, if you take a look at other competitive modes, I think this is, I guess, where like my I think I've gone through a lot of competitive modes. Like, so if you take a look at like League of Legends early competitive mode, and then possibly even like Team Fortress 2 like vanillas, there's really big like power differences between like the heroes, and it's only a problem because it's new. Like, there's always going to be balance issues when you first start out. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's a problem that competitive mode is available so early. I think this is just a natural shift of things. People are going to have to learn to accept that this is going to take a while to smooth out. Like, I think it's kind of hard to judge any competitive mode right away, just because, like, it's going to take some time before it actually works out.
So the thing is, while what you're asking is actually very small for people who play video games and
To calm
are
down.
primarily on the internet to be patient and rational,
Yes.
Yeah, well,
you're
that's
asking
it.
a lot.
Yeah.
For
The
some
internet and
people.
gamers are not known
No,
for their
no, no,
Right.
no,
laid
no
back
one is,
attitudes towards
Yeah.
video games.
But then
But I think they should be aware that this is a thing that happens.
it is always great though, like later on, when people get into Overwatch, like a long time down the line, when they've like perfected this, and they're like, "Wow, this is so fun," and then some grizzled veteran's gonna be like, "Well, when I first started playing, competitive mode was a joke," and they'll just like complain about it.
So yeah, okay, we can go ahead and move on. That was a big like little discussion. But is there anything? Yeah, is there anything
You
else you guys
understand.
have been playing or watching or anything?
I've been playing Terra. It's an MMO. I got Jan to play it for a couple minutes, but
For a couple minutes, yeah. But then I got like stuck on a couple things,
Oh, no.
and then yeah, the game wasn't performing.
it's just it's. So I really enjoy it because the combat and everything flows very, very well compared to like other, more like cooldown based MMOs where you like pick a spell, you cast it as a cooldown, and your guy just auto attacks. Like in this game, a lot of his abilities and attacks like chain together to create new things and stuff like that, and it's very almost real time instead of the cooldown system. And so I think that's great, and it's so much fun to play, but they have such a problem with their UI. Like the menus, there's so many different currencies. It's just a lot to take in like right from the beginning.
not
Yeah.
very friendly.
Yeah, it's not very new player friendly. Like I really trudged through the beginning to figure it all out. But now that I have it figured out, it's great, and I wish I had more people to play with. But it's so hard getting somebody new into it because you look at it and it's just like super intimidating. It also has that problem where it's very, I want to say it's like it's a Korean or Chinese problem where all their games, like you'll look at the dudes and they're all just like massive, ornate, beautiful armor all over. And it's like so big and heavy looking. And then you click on the female equivalent and it's like, that's nothing. They're
It's like a
literally
bikini.
wearing nothing.
Yeah.
Like she is wearing a thong and bra into battle.
A little bit irrelevant, but we found out there's this cool group of people who do D&D miniatures, and then their line is called Sensible Shoes, and they make a bunch of female characters all in appropriate wearing attire.
Like they have a female paladin one where she's actually in like heavy plate armor with like chainmail and a shield and like regular shoes, you know?
And they look great. I think that's cool that we're picking it up more and more and more. That thongs probably aren't the best
Probably
armor.
not
It's
what.
good. I
'cause
feel
then,
like this problem is being addressed very greatly in like the Western culture.
yeah.
We're finally realizing it, but I think it has such like a big impact in the Eastern culture over there
where
that
it's
like
aesthetic.
they're probably
Yeah.
just not gonna fix it.
I'm sure a lot of
Right.
people pay a lot for their characters to look like that. And
Yeah.
so the companies are like, yes, let's keep making the sluttiest armor so we can get cash.
Yeah.
And
Like-
see, I kind of understand because when you're playing that game, you have to look at your character the whole time. And it's much better to look at, like, the butt hanging out of the bottom of this girl's skirt than it is, like, this dude walking around in big, heavy armor just clunking around. Like, but, like, come on, man.
It's like, to me, it makes me worried. Like, is she gonna be okay?
Right?
She's not protected at all.
It also sucks when you get new armor for a character like that, and it's like, oh,
It's a
it's the same
It's the
thong,
same- yeah.
but in like a darker
Yeah,
black or
exactly.
something. Like it didn't
Right.
change anything. She's still not wearing any clothes.
I think it's fair if you wear that, but your armor is terrible. So
Yeah.
you get some trade-offs, like legitimate,
Right.
actual like.
I would
trade-off.
understand a little bit more if like mages or something wore a little bit lighter clothes or something like that.
Yeah.
They did that pretty
For
well in
free
Guild
range moment.
Wars, where if
Yeah.
you played like a fighter female, she wore like plate mail and chainmail and everything,
Right.
and it covered her whole body.
And then the
Yeah.
light armor was
And then the
pretty.
light
Well,
armor
was the suggestive one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could find
Yeah, the
not
light-
as suggestive,
Well, yeah.
but it was nice. It was pretty.
There were some that were suggested, but like there were other ones you could find that were like full flowing robes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
things
yeah,
like that.
it was great.
Like, see, I
I think
appreciate the
yeah.
option. I don't need it to be every single character.
Right.
When I went to introduce the game to my girlfriend, I had to explain to her this is not a porn game.
I do think it's an Eastern side problem because I think Guild Wars is over here. So.
Yeah, Guild
Yeah.
Wars is over
More.
here. I think WoW doesn't have the problem as much. That one's
Not
over
anymore.
here.
I don't think. Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's just hard to get people into
This is
for
a-
multiple reasons.
There's a lot of things going on.
Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Let's we got a couple quick time question events we can go ahead and ask each other.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and start, and I'll ask Emily,
Okay.
and then all right. So here's my first quick time question event. What Pokemon would be the worst to fist fight?
Hitmonchan?
Hitmonchan, like just the one-on-one like
Yeah, 'cause
boxing.
he's the
Hitmonchan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hitmonchan?
Yeah.
He's the
yeah.
one. He's the boxer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
he
was-
would he would
yeah.
literally kill me.
Yeah.
I would literally
Yeah.
die.
I was
He would
thinking about
literally
that,
like
yeah.
punch straight through
Just
you in one hit.
He would do like what is it like ice punch or something?
yeah.
Dead.
Wouldn't even have to. Just like a
Just
regular
punch.
Just straight punch. Like if you ever read his Pokedex entries,
Mm-hmm.
that guy could just punch through a human being in like nothing.
Yeah.
That'd be
Like
pretty
they were
scary.
nothing.
I was thinking like it'd be Hitmonchan, and then like I would probably like it would probably suck to fight Hitmonlee too because like I feel
would
like
kick you to death.
I could get a punch in on Hitmonchan because like
God.
we're like really close, but Hitmonlee would just kick me from across the room before I could even get a punch in.
They're
Yeah.
also very like I don't know. Hitmonlee is like looks okay, but Hitmonchan is creepy as shit. He has
Yeah,
no mouth.
I don't like his design.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're thinking of
There's a-
Hitmonlee is the one who has no mouth.
What?
yeah, because
The one that looks
Bruce
like a
Lee.
weird toddler?
Wait,
The one that's
The-
like just a
what
big
just has
brown mass.
fists. Yeah.
No, that's Hitmonchan has a mouth.
What?
Hitmonchan is the one that has like the boxing gloves and the
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Wait.
Yeah, he has a mouth.
Well, no, the
Hitmonlee.
one that's a
Hitmonlee.
brown lump with no mouth.
yeah, Hitmonlee.
That's Hitmonlee.
Oh, okay. They're the same in my head. Both of them would be terrible.
You just
but-
gotta remember one's named after Bruce Lee. The other
I
one's
know, but I
named
don't know
after-
what Bruce Lee did.
He kicked people.
He kicked people.
He's the one that
he
kicks
kicked
people?
people. Yeah, he
Well,
kicked
I
people.
can
Well, he did
imagine
everything.
Jackie
Yeah.
Chan kicking people also.
I think they both kicked people.
Yeah, I think they both kicked people. So yeah. So that was my question.
Brown toddler with no mouth. That's the one.
That would
I
be
don't
pretty
know
bad.
if I would describe him as a toddler, but okay.
Okay, so yeah. Would you like to ask the question
Yes.
to me or Ruben?
Ruben.
Okay.
Based on your favorite fruit, what color Yoshi would you be?
Purple.
Purple?
Because I
it-
really like grapes.
Oh, there you go. Purple grapes?
That'd be pretty cute.
Purple grapes, yeah.
I like grapes too. I don't know what. I'm trying to think. Well, what about you? What would you?
I
be?
think I would be orange because I like mangoes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
A nice orangey yellow color.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the outside of them are green. That's kind of lame.
I might be purple too. I like grapes a lot.
Uh-oh.
I'm stealing Ruben's idea.
Oh.
I'm stealing his favorite fruit. Okay. So yeah, Ruben.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
To which one of us?
I'll ask Jan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the first Pokemon?
Who? Wait, what?
Who was the
Isn't
first
that a loaded
Pokemon?
question? Because there's like the first made, the first implemented, the first in the
I-
Pokedex.
I have no idea. Like, I mean,
I
the
guess
first thing that
to
popped in
you-
my mind was just Bulbasaur, but like, I don't know.
To
like,
me, Rhyhorn, because they were the first put in the game, right?
They were the first designed Pokemon.
Designed Pokemon, and I think they're pretty cool Pokemon.
Did
Yeah.
make it to the game, yeah.
yeah.
To me, it would be Mew,
You.
Hmm.
Oh.
but to some people, it would be Arceus.
Yeah, because they were like the one that created Pokemon.
Yeah, they were because Mew's credited as the very first Pokemon in the Pokedex, but Arceus is credited as the one who created the universe at all.
Yeah.
I just thought like first in the order of things. So I was like, oh,
No,
it's
yeah.
probably Bulbasaur.
There's a lot of
but
answers
yeah.
to that
Yeah.
question.
So
Yeah.
okay, interesting, very interesting. Okay, so Ruben, I'll ask you, what's the worst Pokemon to give a Mega Evolution to?
Huh.
It's a pretty tough
That's a
one.
good one.
I don't know which one it would be.
Oh.
At least
I got it.
Okay, what are you
Yeah,
what are
what
you
would you
thinking?
Mr. Mime.
Mr.
Could
That
you
was a pretty bad
imagine?
one.
What if
yeah,
he
what,
turned?
what do you do with
he
that?
would turn into like he would just get taller. His legs would physically get longer and nothing else.
His legs would just be longer.
Yeah.
What if he had just crazier hair?
And then
just
he would have
Yeah.
he would grow like 2 more pigtails, and he would like turn bright pink.
Yeah, it would be weird.
I would imagine he just gets like a bunch of arms, and they're all like pressing on different sides of an invisible box.
Instead of a box, it would
Yeah.
become like a tetrahedron or something.
Yeah, because in his original
Yeah.
thing, he's at a wall.
Yeah, the wall. Yeah,
But if he was a mega, it would become like a box.
like a
so
full-
he would
yeah,
have
exactly.
Oh.
enough arms to touch almost every
Oh
side.
yeah, there
of
you
the
go.
cube.
Yeah.
Maybe he would become a ball with just arms.
Maybe. I think that might be a bit of a stretch though.
What Executor is the palm tree one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty weird one too.
He could,
I don't
like,
know.
split.
You just have like more faces and
More-
like I don't know.
more fronds.
What about Doug Trio?
Wait,
Because
what
instead of
happens?
just 3 Diglets,
Yeah.
it's like a bunch more Diglets.
Oh, that's all they could do. is
Yeah,
add more
that's
Diglets.
exactly yeah.
Huge group of Diglets.
Maybe they
Yeah.
could put Diglets on top of Diglets.
Stack Diglets?
Yeah.
Yes, it'd be like a Diglet like building.
Or
I mean,
just
I
a
thought-
giant hill and then just like 3 huge Diglett. I
But
don't
like
know.
the ground gets bigger.
Yeah, the ground gets bigger and there's just 3 big ones. I
Or they just grow in size.
don't know.
I wouldn't put it past them. They did do the Mega Kangaskhan, which is just like the baby comes out of her pocket to fight.
That's
oh
it.
yeah.
That's all it is. Like, it just comes out to fight. And so it's just like Kangaskhan and baby Kangaskhan standing next to each other.
Oh,
They don't like to change. Like, I guess the baby Kangaskhan kind of changes design because he's so simple when he's just in the pouch.
yeah.
So when he comes out, he's a little bit more defined.
Uh huh.
But otherwise, it's nothing.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
what's your answer? What are you thinking?
Doug Trio, right?
Was
Or
it
wait.
Duck Trio or
Other Doug Trio, or I was thinking maybe Muck.
Muck?
Because
Ew.
because Muck is just a bigger Grimer.
Yeah.
So for a Mega Muck would be just an even bigger Muck.
Yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
go for Pokemon that they were kind of lazy on the evolution.
Or maybe it would get legs. Maybe it would just like be
Ew.
like this like walking mass of purple.
I just
ooze.
imagine like
Oh,
Grimace from the old McDonald's,
God. Where he's like,
but like goopy and dripping instead.
"Ew." Yeah.
Like he's melting in the sunlight.
Or maybe it could be like a giant muck, but it has like 2 faces or something.
Maybe he splits. He's starting
Yeah.
to split. That's how baby Mucks are created.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
Emily,
Yes.
what's what question you have?
All right. So the other question that I have is for you.
Okay.
So our famous first person people get famous melee weapons, like the crowbar and the wrench.
Okay, yeah.
So if you could pick a unique one for you.
For myself?
Yes.
Oh man, I don't know about that. That's really hard. An umbrella? I don't know.
Umbrella.
Has multiple uses. You could do gliding levels, like
That-
how you could hide things in your umbrella like a gun, like
What?
legit. You get penguin all over this.
I was gonna
yeah.
say, what are you, the penguin?
Yeah, no, I mean that's the first thing that popped in my mind. This is a quick time question of it, right? You just think of something.
What about you, Ruben?
Mine would have to be. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like a giant lead pipe.
Lead pipe?
Like a 10-foot.
Oh,
Pole.
It's just
yeah.
super, yeah.
I guess. Well, they had that in Wolfenstein. He
Oh
had the,
yeah,
he had the
yeah,
lead pipe.
Yeah, they came apart.
Well,
yeah.
that's fine because you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But,
I haven't played Wolfenstein.
I think I would pick either a rolling pin
good.
or like a frying pan. I don't know.
You are not you. You're Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I just think it'd be funny.
All right, Ruben. Last question. and
My
I
last
think
question
that's
goes
Emily,
to
right?
Emily. Yep.
Yes.
What series would you like to see get a Pokemon Go style game? Just like an
Oh.
augmented reality, like you wander around, maybe not even capturing stuff. Maybe you like
Fighting stuff.
fighting stuff, counter stuff.
I have an idea. I've actually been thinking about this, but do you want Emily to go first? Or?
Are you ready?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Emily, go ahead.
Super Mario.
I knew it.
It'd be awesome. You could get like mushrooms or like flower power ups or shells. You could like at like the Pokestops. You could like do a little mini game and save Peach or something. It'd be good.
Yeah.
So my idea was that I was thinking like what other games would be adaptable, and I think something very akin to like a real life MMO would be pretty cool. So like you could walk around and then you would randomly run into monsters and then you would have to fight those monsters and then like Pokestops would act as like shops or stores or something, and then you like personally level up by just grinding off of like random monsters and stuff. And I think that'd be cool. You see other players and you can probably fight them, some PvP stuff.
Yeah.
Throw some magic at them. I've just been kind of thinking about how what if we can now actually do real life MMO now. This is a possibility.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about it because every time a big idea like this explodes, like Pokemon Go has,
There comes like a lot of branches.
there's always clones.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Always. Even when something simple came out like Flappy Bird,
Yeah.
immediately Flappy Bird clones
Right.
It's always
destroyed the market.
gets really weird when clones do better than like the originals.
Right.
For example, MOBAs
Like League.
Yeah.
like Dota is just League of Legends is a copy of Dota, and
Yeah.
now League of Legends is like huge, and that's just
And that's
weird.
why they originally called Dota clones.
Yeah.
So, 2 horrible ideas for this so far that I've heard from people is AR Yu-Gi-Oh, which I don't know how that works.
I think it would just be the
monsters coming out.
yeah, it would just be like the card game, but
you, like,
like when you
collect-
look around, you can see your guys like sitting on the field.
It's kind of cool. I mean,
Like
it's
in the
kinda
game, they had
hard,
like
but-
holograms set on the ground, so you could see your big
Yeah.
hologram guys. But like instead, you would
That's
maybe hold the
okay.
phone
I'm
like
okay
this
with
and just
that.
like see your cards set on the ground.
Do you like
Yeah.
and the
collect
guy
cards?
standing above. Yeah, I would say so.
And
It'd
then,
probably be something like when you win, you get coins that you can then buy booster packs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From like Pokestop style things.
And then at work,
Yeah.
I actually heard someone say, "I wish they would make Pokemon Go, but for Dragon Ball Z."
I'm not exactly sure how that would work.
That's
I
a
don't know.
show.
As somebody who doesn't like Dragon Ball Z, I can tell you that would be terrible.
Well, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
I'm not
Like the only
exactly
thing you
sure
could
what
collect
that-
was the Dragon Balls, but then like
But
there's
then-
only so many.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to be able to get all of them.
You're not
so
supposed
easily,
to collect
yeah.
all of them, and
so easily.
I
at
don't
least.
understand. So
Would
that
it be
was
a fighting game?
terrible
Yeah, which
ideas.
is I'm not really sure. Fighting game. That's
I
weird.
think Yu-Gi-Oh might be able to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic or.
The
some
problem
card
is
game
you
like
would have
that.
to be like 2 people would have to be standing so far apart so that all the cards could lay out. Because in Yu-Gi-Oh you have
that is the big problem.
your
Yeah.
2 layers for each person, so there'd have to be 4 layers worth of space between
Yeah.
you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so just bad ideas. Digimon might be cute, but
Yeah.
no one ever got into Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked watching the show, but I didn't understand why the Digimon would go back to their original evolutions after they would digivolve. I thought that was lame.
Are there any ideas that you had for this, or wait? Did you say it? I don't.
No, I didn't really have any ideas. I guess the Yu-Gi-Oh card game kind of intrigues me. Like, if it was any
Yeah.
other card game than Yu-Gi-Oh, like, what if it was Magic or something?
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty interesting because in my head I was imagining it like you play with physical cards, but somehow it's able to read what card you have and then like have like project the image of that. But that's like super hard. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I assume
it'd have
it
to
was
be all
like that.
digital.
Yeah, it would have to be all
Yeah,
digital,
so,
your
yeah.
whole deck and hand and everything.
All right.
Bro, interesting.
So the
All right.
next game, we were having trouble thinking of something, so I used my brain and I made up something called PokeGuess. Since we have like a lot of Pokemon related things going on in our lives currently, I thought it was appropriate. So the game is one of us will describe a Pokemon in 3 words, and then the other people have to try to guess what Pokemon they're describing.
Now, Emily hasn't really described the rules much farther than
That's
that.
as far as
I didn't write anything down.
I'm,
so
I'm
I'll-
about to
I'll
like
just wing it. I don't know.
question
Okay,
the heck out of this
So,
game.
okay, so I'm gonna start.
Wait, first I still have some questions.
Okay, go for it.
So do you get points for stumping people? Do you get points for having one person guess yours?
There
Does the
doesn't have to
person
be a
who
winner.
guesses it get a point? Who's the winner?
There's no winner. We're all losers.
I think you're trying your best to help people get it what it is, right? So
Okay, so like I'm gonna say 3 words, and then it's gonna be easy. Well, no, I should make it hard.
what?
Make it hard.
Wait, you start off with easy and then make it hard.
Well, no, so that
So
you
I don't-
both
I
say
don't
it
know
at
if you
once.
start off with hard. That's
I still don't know if I should be like, trying to stump people or trying to help people get
I
it?
was thinking it's like a draw game where you draw an image and people have to guess. Like you try your
Do you
best
want
to
do
like.
that?
Or do you
draw
wanna try and-
something?
No, 'cause they can't
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
go.
Give us an
Are
example.
you going to try and stump us or
No.
help us figure it
Well,
out?
I'm just gonna say it and
Go-
then
yeah, go ahead,
let
go-
you
go ahead and give
off
an
into your own
example.
devices.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3 words.
No mouth toddler.
Oh, so it's like
Oh,
a sentence.
It's Hitmonlee. Well, it's
Wait.
Hitmonlee.
Yeah.
First of all.
Okay.
But secondly, I think those were just the 3 words in a row.
Yeah.
Is it 3? So like it's like a sentence.
Well, yeah,
like
because okay, I'll go
Okay.
again. Small brown bird.
Pidgey.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Ground nipple nose.
Diglett.
What? Ground nipple nose? I don't know if that's a sentence.
It doesn't have to be sentence.
Oh,
it's
it's
just
just
three
three
words.
okay.
words. It's
Oh,
not a
okay.
sentence.
I
I
thought
tried
it was
to
like a
make
sentence.
that not
Okay.
a sentence.
Okay,
but
I got it.
Nipple
Alright.
ground eyes. That's Diglett.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now you go.
not me go.
Yeah.
You go.
Oh God. Okay. Floating ball eye.
Magnemite.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice. I that's all I got. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't know. Ruben,
Okay,
you
go
can
Ruben.
My turn?
Yeah.
Weak red fish.
Magikarp?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was orange. Is he red?
He's red, I thought.
Oh.
What can you? Oh, never mind. I was like, can you do this with like one single word? Like, if you just said like turtle, is that like just like?
Squirtle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he'd be Squirtle, War
Or
Turtle,
would that-
Blastoise.
yeah.
Like, there's not enough.
There's other turtle ones too, like in the newer ones.
But we're only playing by the original 150. I
Yes.
don't know
Yeah.
if we said that or not.
No, yes, we're doing the original 150 because there'd be too many, and I don't know all of the new ones.
I'm just trying to think of like one word like guesses.
Okay,
like
I
you
got
can
one.
say what.
Blue magic worm.
Dratini.
Yes.
Oh wow, yeah. I was like, what?
I told you guys before the show, like, I was going to get this down.
I didn't know they put in worm Pokemon, but I guess
He's a serpent.
no. I
looks like a
that's
worm.
I was like worm. When did they put in a worm Pokemon?
Earthworm Pokemon. Oh,
Oh,
my
Oh
god.
my god, it's blue.
How about how about
Blue mom spaghetti.
Tangela?
Yeah.
I want to say words, but they're not attached to Pokemon.
Wait, that's not
problem.
good. Yeah, that is a big problem.
How about
Vagueness is the theme here. Isn't that
purple?
like what-
Yeah.
Purple
everyone loves
swirl
vagueness.
tail.
Purple swirl tail. What? I don't know. What? Nope. I don't know. I remember speaking animal.
Go, Ruben. We're
Ruben,
counting on you.
help. It's a
Purple
Mewtwo.
swirl tail.
No, he doesn't have a swirly tail.
Oh, you kind of have a swirly.
I had to take a guess. I don't know.
He has a purple tail.
Purple swirl tail?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You give up?
Yeah.
Rattata.
What? His tail's not a swirl. It's
It is a swirl.
It's a curve.
It's a little
It's not a
donut.
swirl.
Have you seen it? It's a
What?
little donut. It's like a little boop boop.
What?
It's a little.
It's like a little boop boop.
It's like a little
Yeah.
boot. We're gonna have to look this up.
Oh yeah,
now.
we got
I don't
to look
know.
up
Alright,
the
you
boop
come
boop.
up with more, and I'll show you.
Okay.
Uh,
Pink tongue short.
Slicky tongue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of things, but like I feel like it's always a little bit too easy.
What? That's just kind of a curve.
It's a
I
little
wouldn't call
swirl.
it a swirl.
I can see the swirl in it, but like it's actually making like a curve. Like you see, like yeah, I don't know. I see the confusion
I don't think it
What,
makes.
confusion in you guys or me?
for everybody
What?
because
Yeah.
there's a swirl in it, but it only curves.
Well, that's what I said. It's a purple swirl tail. Oh my god. Okay, this game is terrible. let's move on.
Okay, so All right. So.
All right.
All
That
right.
game is
Those,
forever dead now.
those are the sounds of us moving on. Okay, so what games are you guys looking forward to?
Purple Swirl Tail.
That'd be
Otherwise
pretty
known
funny.
as No Man's Sky.
Oh
Sky.
God. Okay, so was there any new information released about New Man's Sky? No Man's Sky.
New
New
Man.
Man's.
I haven't been following it at all.
Gary
I just know it's
Yeah.
coming out next month.
I
so.
heard it was supposed to come out sometime this month, and it got delayed and pushed back. And
It got delayed and pushed back 1 month.
something, something like that. It was supposed to come out already, but it did.
They just
did
needed
get
like
delayed.
1 more week.
Which I mean, like we
Does
were
that
talking
mean there
about.
was stuff that's broken in it that needs like fixing still, or was it like a release problem?
I mean, I think we did mention that it would be okay for developers to push back like games, right? That's so. I mean, I guess it's fair that like they're taking more time.
Yeah, they can
on
take
this.
time.
I
I'm
mean,
just not looking forward to it. So I don't
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. My only concern is that like when a game gets pushed back, it's usually pushed back like multiple months because something
Yeah.
in it needs to be fixed. When something's pushed back 1 month,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me suspicious as to like what could have possibly gone wrong. Like, did the shipments get mixed up?
Yeah.
Did like I don't know.
Yeah, it has the yeah. Like the question is like it has to have been big enough for them to delay it, but what was?
But it has
yeah,
to be
like,
small enough
for
that
them to do 1 month. Yeah.
only push it back 1 month.
So yeah. So what was the?
So it can't be. There's no way it could be a problem in the game still.
Yeah,
Like if there are problems in the game that can be fixed in 1 month and still have them
that would be fine.
be fine for release, like there's no possible way. It's got to
Maybe-
be something wrong with their like.
Yeah, maybe there was like a PR thing or like they couldn't get enough copies in time or something.
Yeah.
Was this a game that was developed by like a bigger company, or is this like something like that was kickstarted? I don't. Really
I think
know.
it was Kickstarter.
I think it was kickstarted too.
It's
so
definitely not a full like
AAA thing.
AAA themed game.
Yeah.
I just know it got a lot of hype for not having enough information on it. Like it ended up on the Tonight Show with I think
Really?
it was like David
Oh
Letterman
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's lame.
And I was like, they didn't even show enough in there for me to be excited about it. Like the guy, he landed on a planet, collected some resources, named a monster after David Letterman, and then flew off into space. And we're like, see, we're way out here and we can go to any one of these stars. And I was like, cool, why would I ever want to do that?
Right?
I think what's really happening is probably a lot of people are searching for the next Minecraft because like Minecraft is still a game that's being played even to now.
Do we know that this is a crafting game though?
I think it's trying
that,
to not be a direct clone of Minecraft, but it's trying to capture the same sort of open
like
world
exploration
aesthetic.
kind of like.
Yeah.
And I think you can. I'm gonna assume everyone's cashing in on the crafting thing because like
Okay.
I mean that's a big thing.
I guess I haven't looked into it super hard, but I just haven't seen anything of it being like any crafting. They collected resources, and I think like when they were doing it on the show, it was for fuel for their ship.
That's pretty bad.
So it wasn't even for like
Building things.
building things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could tell it's funny because I was watching it with my dad, and he couldn't tell because he doesn't know anything about video games. But if you play video games, you could tell it was a pre-recorded
Oh yeah.
like gameplay, but they gave the dude a controller to act like he was playing
Yeah.
it.
They
That
do
makes
at-
me
They do that
so
at E3,
mad.
and
Yeah.
it's so stupid.
And I was like, he's not playing that game.
No, he's not.
Like,
Yeah.
I can tell by the way he's like looking at this guy while he's trying to do something up here, while he's like doing something really specific with his hands, and it's just like he's not playing.
Yeah. I know at E3
yeah.
you're able to tell because they don't get like button prompts to like skip stuff because they don't want to skip it because they want to show people.
Yeah.
But then doesn't even pop up because it's just like all pre-recorded and everything.
Everything goes so perfectly. That's
Yeah.
like the thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
everything goes so perfectly.
They're always looking in the right place
Yeah.
when there's like something happening, or they always like they have infinite bullets. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and I think it's a little offensive to just give the controller to somebody just to fake it. Like,
Yeah. Why not just show
if
it
you're
to
gonna
us?
like record a pre-recorded thing, that's fine. We can
Yeah.
just watch it. Like, you don't have to lie to us.
It's
like,
funny
here. Like,
as As somebody who plays video games, like if they did that, and I know enough about video games to understand why they would do that, so I would understand.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody who doesn't play video games, I imagine they would not even care.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They just showed it.
They just showed it. They would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so this is what the game looks like." It's kind of like watching a movie trailer or something.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
like nobody would be mad at you for doing something like that. Well, I guess
Yeah.
somebody would, because somebody's always mad at you.
Yeah, somebody's always mad, but I think it's a little strange that they try their best to fake the like connection of like them playing it.
Yeah,
It's weird. I don't know.
it's very strange.
And okay, but what are the actual games we're looking forward to? Is there any ones that we have so far?
There's the new Deus Ex coming out next month. I'm looking
Ooh.
forward to that.
Have you played the other ones? Or?
I played Human Revolution, was the only other one I played, but it
I
was
heard a lot of good things about it.
it's really good. Yeah, it's just a really interesting world to be put in. It's a stealth game, so Emily would love it.
That's right
I actually
up my
heard.
alley.
I heard in this game they actually worked on making it that you can choose between either just running and gunning or stealth, and like they really they really changed how they're like. It was mostly like you get penalized for not going stealth in Human Revolution, but they said in this game they want to help promote run and gun like playthroughs.
My biggest complaint about Human Revolution is they want you to go stealth, right? Mm-hmm. So you build your character as a stealth character. Like you can buy augments with like skill point type things, and you always buy like the stealth ones because you're sneaking through. But there are boss fights.
Oh right, yeah.
Where it's pure combat. Like, you're not sneaking around this guy. You're fighting him. He's shooting rockets at you, and you're fighting him. And you've put, like, all these points into, like, your sleep darts, and you're, like, sneaking around and being able to detect where people are.
Yeah.
And you've put nothing into, like,
your
actual like, fighting skills.
Yeah.
And so you get to this guy, and it's just
It's so
ultimate difficulty.
It's such a weird disconnect because like they make the game a certain way and then they expect you to have a completely different, like be able to play a different way in like the important parts, and it's just like, why do they think that's a good idea?
Right. But that was my only complaint. Like, otherwise, it's got an interesting world to explore, and there's a lot of missions where you're sneaking through like corporate buildings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there's also a lot of like downtime where you're playing as Jensen just like on the streets.
Oh.
Like sneaking around and like listening to people's conversations and going really wherever you want to go and collecting information. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's fun and it's a good atmosphere. I even like the color palette is pleasant.
It's important.
Yeah. It's nice. But I am looking forward to seeing how the new one does.
Mm-hmm. I'm perpetually looking forward to Gears 4 until it comes out.
How much longer do we have now?
I don't know, but
Before the locust
I
invade?
think it's fall, right? Like ish. I don't know.
Swarm? I don't know.
Swarm, yeah.
We'll see. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I'm since Overwatch is a continuous multiplayer game like League of Legends, I'm looking forward to they released information about a new hero.
Oh yeah,
Ana. I played her a little bit since people on PC get to like mess around with like some new stuff.
I haven't seen anything of her.
Really?
Yeah, she's a support. She has a sniper that when you shoot people, shoot enemies, it does damage over time. But if you shoot your allies, it heals them. And her ultimate is her ultimate's like a super like uber charge thing from like the medic, where you get like a bunch of like damage and speed, and you just become like a juggernaut for like a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Super
just
cool.
Like in
I like.
Fortress 2.
I like that they said they're adding in new heroes, they're adding in new maps, they're constantly revising the competitive mode. This is season 1, I'll reiterate that. So I mean, season 2 will probably get better and everything. But
it's funny when you think about it that like a game like this came out and there's this many characters. Like when a game like League came out, there were probably so few characters.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we're just used to loading in and just getting that whole list.
just the
Right.
Just bombarded with character faces.
I think
Like,
it was
right
like
now-
probably 36 League of Legends heroes when they started.
Right? Like right now we have like 4 defined sets of 6 characters.
Yeah.
And then I feel like eventually it's gonna have to like get smaller and then like move down because we're gonna get like so many more characters in each set. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That's
That'll be cool.
That's cool. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That's and the other games that I'm looking forward to are just way off in the future. You know, really, I'm really hoping the new Final Fantasy game is just something super cool that, you know, all of us can really love. And
All the bromance.
4 bros.
super
going
bromance.
You
at
guys
it.
you know.
started watching the Final Fantasy anime at all?
No,
No.
was it good?
I haven't started
No,
watching it at all either.
And Mass Effect, which is coming out next year, surprisingly.
Get ready for those
Spring.
Reapers, boys.
Oh God, please!
Reapers
If
are
there's
back.
Reapers, I will come over here and we'll record a video of just me breaking my disc in half.
Oh.
Which
Well,
I can't
actually-
because I'm gonna buy it digitally, but I'll make a mock-up of a
There you
CD.
go. We'll actually
Download it
buy
onto a
webcam.
floppy disk.
Exactly,
There
a
you
floppy
go.
disk. When the floppy disk would explode, it's like
Oh God.
5 gigs. What is this? It's probably way more.
They
than 5
should
gigs,
make
but-
like bigger floppy disks.
I don't. I think they should just. No, wait. You mean like bigger as in size, like physical
like, you know
size,
how,
or
like,
what?
the
Just
little one
gigantic
just-
ones
Yeah.
that still only hold
Like
like
1 gig.
1
Yeah,
megabyte.
1 gig, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great. We're going big next year
I
with
don't even
technology.
know if like people know what floppy disks are anymore. Like the
Everybody knows
That's why we
because it's
gotta bring
the
them back.
universal icon for saving things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we gotta bring them back and make them gigantic.
yeah.
Small is the way of the past.
We think big now here in the future.
Yes,
Giant floppy disks.
giant.
Because retro is also in.
It
yeah,
is.
retro is also-
Gigantic and retro.
and vague.
Our
Vague.
Vague, yes.
So we make it, but we don't tell anybody what it is. We just
All the kids
Here
just
you
have to
go.
like try and figure it out. They're
Yeah.
like,
And then make fun of them when they ask. Because
Yeah.
it's like, well, I know what that is. And then,
you kids, you don't know anything.
right, you suck.
What a bunch of dummies.
Share if you hate kids.
So moving on, we
This
got some
generation
news.
is the worst. They're ruining our country.
Goddamn millennials.
We got some news, not about millennials, but about what's kind of been going on in the video game community.
Nothing. It's been very peaceful.
No, well, we've got some stuff, but it's some scandals, some things, but what's important to us
No.
that we'll talk about. So, Summer Games Done Quick. There's two. It's a speedrunning marathon that they host twice a year. I think once in the spring, and that's called Awesome Games Done Quick, and then one for the summer, which is Summer Games Done Quick. And they collect a bunch of speedrunners who are masters of the game that they run. And for charity, they accept donations or read them out loud, and they raise a bunch of money for great causes like cancer societies and Doctors
year-
Without Borders.
This year it was Doctors Without Borders.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. I love watching the streams every year.
What
They're
games do they play?
fantastic.
A
play
super variety
Retro
of games.
games, new games, anything really.
Yeah.
Like the ones that we watched were they have like glitchless and glitched runs. So they have like exhibitions where they just wreck like Ocarina of Time and show like all the like hilarious glitches that they found.
Oh yeah,
And,
I've seen some of those.
And then they also had like a glitchless run of Ocarina of Time for people who just want to watch someone play the game like as fast as you can. So like they're beating these games in like an hour and a half. And it's just so impressive because that they've optimized like every route in the game. We also saw Dishonored, which was really cool. Fallout 4. They broke Fallout 4 pretty well. They actually quote that I really like is because they also played Morrowind. They said walls are just a suggestion in Bethesda games, and it's great. It was great. It's really fun to watch, and all the speedrunners are like friends with each other, and they all help each other out finding new routes and new like glitches and new stuff like that. It's really cool.
Something super cool is that this, as silly as this sounds, like just a bunch of people getting at a convention. This one was in Minnesota. Just a bunch of people playing video games. Like we're all nerds, but the really really cool part is that they do raise money for charity, and this is like no joke of like charity. Everybody on Twitch kind of jumps onto this and like starts sending money in. They consistently raise about $1 million for each like thing that like each big project that they have. So Doctors Without Borders, $1 million. Can't like we're giving money to cancer societies for $1 million just by watching some people play some video games, and it's really amazing, and it's great to watch.
Because sometimes it'll be like a $10 donation, and then they'll have like a little message. And sometimes the donations can be like $5,000. These people are donating at once during like the Ocarina of Time run.
There's definitely super big donations, and it's kind of weird because like some super big donations, like $1,000 donations, they still say they don't want their name to be known, and they say
like
anonymous $1,000 donation, and I think it's super weird. But they have a message with them. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely look at all their videos are on YouTube, and I guess that's kind of like. So if you don't know about like speedrunning, like be aware that most of the speedruns are definitely glitched any percents. And if your idea of a speedrun is like the pure and holy like non-glitched like run, it's not really that.
You can find them, but they're not as common or fun, honestly.
Honestly, once you start to watch it, you start to love the glitch-based runs because there's something admirable about people spending days and days trying to find how to just
They'll be like
perfect at this game.
Pixel perfect one frame glitches that these people pull off.
Damn.
And it's insane. Like the glitches they find are actually impressive that they're able to pull off because like they say there's some glitches that are like only like one frame perfect, and if you think about like the frames per second that we're running like our games on, like we have like up to like I don't know 120 frames per second games, and then like that could be run. So but mostly it's like 60 frames per second or like 30 frames per second. But if you think about that, they're getting this glitch out in like 1/30th of a second or 1/60th of a second, and that's just I have no idea how people do that. That is insane. The other news we have is about Counter-Strike, the CS:GO Lotto drama.
Less happy news.
News. I mean,
somebody still made $1 million though.
Yeah, exactly. You've probably heard about it. If you haven't, Steam.
It's been resolved. Don't worry.
For the most part, it's been resolved, but not mostly with the YouTubers. So, CS:GO is Counter-Strike. It's a game that's on Steam, and on the game you can get cool weapon skins and crap like that, and that goes into your Steam inventory. And people have been going to these gambling sites. And you bet your Steam skins versus someone else's Steam skins. You roll a dice. Whoever wins the dice roll gets that other person's Steam skins. And that's not really that big of a problem until you factor in that those skins actually have value on the Steam marketplace. Like people will buy those skins for money, and
not just small money either. Some of these skins are worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and so like. There's actual profit to be lost and gained in this. And okay, so there's two big problems. Two of the big problems is one, there are people under 18 doing this, and they're either using credit cards that aren't their own to buy more like inventory things, or they're going out and like buying Steam cards and just they're under the age of like gambling. And they're able to do this. And the other problem is that these gambling sites are promoted and sponsored by YouTubers who are really claiming that these gambling sites are the greatest. There's just a bunch of videos of them like reacting to the gambling and everything. And we found out these gambling sites are owned by those people. So those people are able. I don't think we have evidence to say that they did manipulate the odds, but they are able to because they own the website to manipulate the odds of them winning.
So I heard it wasn't one of the YouTubers that owned the sites, but another YouTuber came forward stating that.
Correct. Yeah.
He took. He took money from one of these websites to gamble with onto their CS:GO gambling website deal, and they were telling him the outcome of dice rolls before they would happen.
Jeez.
So he would know beforehand as to like whether he could win or not, or like what.
So it was manipulation of like the gambling. So
and
that's
other
pretty
guys
dirty.
Who owned the website? We don't know for sure that they did, but they definitely had the power to, and they definitely like like if they're already being this shady and gross about everything,
I'm gonna assume.
like they might as well have.
Yeah.
And then I heard also that when people tried to call them out on it, at first they lied about it, which is shitty enough.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, well we are part owners of this company, but we haven't been doing it from the start. And then eventually they found the paper which founded the business, and all three of them were
there.
on it.
So they lied again.
They lied again. They had been there from the beginning.
Wow.
So
It's pretty scummy.
yeah, that's pretty scummy. It's gross.
So Steam has announced that you're not able to use their API for their inventories in such a way, and all that means is you can't steal their users' inventories databases to gamble. So Steam's just like, no more gambling, god dang it, and then so they're cracking down on all those websites, shutting them down because Valve really got some heat for this not doing anything. So this has been going on for like a year, 2 years. This has been going on for a while, and Steam is obviously aware of it because that's one of the big streams and YouTube videos is attention for CS:GO. It's just these gambling things, and Valve hasn't done anything about it, so they kind of got shit for it. So now that this has popped up, they're now doing something about it. But the only thing we don't know is what's happening to the YouTube the YouTubers who promoted this. Last time I checked, the articles were written around July 6th or 5th or 7th or something. So it's been a good 10 days, and I haven't heard of if they're going to jail or they're getting charged.
They should go to jail.
Honestly, yeah. If you promote the underage gambling and you steal their money, that's some pretty shady crap. So
it's not just that, but in real life, if you own a casino and you walk into the casino and gamble at it, and basically you're influencing the odds, which at any casino anywhere is super illegal, even for the owners, especially for the owners. It's something that's super illegal, and people will go to prison over.
Yeah.
And essentially what these people own is a virtual casino. I was reading an article that said almost $100 billion in transactions were going on through this economy.
Yeah, no, these gambling sites are huge.
And so essentially, they are casino owners, owning digital casinos, gambling on their own websites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In real life, they would have been in prison a long time ago.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But this is just one of those things that's gone through like virtual poker did back in the day and stuff like that. It's a loophole. They can't be thrown in jail. They didn't gamble with any real money. It's just gun skins, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
See, yeah, that's the problem is that, legal wise, we don't have rules covering this specific situation. But I mean, if you take it to its bare bones, it's illegal.
Yeah,
it's illegal. It's 100% illegal, and we'll have to see what the resolution is for the YouTubers. But for the gambling sites, no more gambling sites. That's it. We're done.
Yep.
We are done with that. Okay, so is there any more news you guys would like to talk about? I think we covered basically everything. We said.
Every piece of news.
Okay, so
of news
there's more news out there. Go watch those guys if you want to see. But this is what we were.
But finish up this video first.
Yeah, but finish up. But the last thing we want to talk about is Pokemon Go.
Unless you don't like Pokemon Go, then you can go.
Then you can leave. You can Pokemon
then you
leave.
can
Yeah, but Pokemon stay if you want to hear about this. Okay, so all right.
So something interesting about this is we actually have 3 completely different perspectives here about Pokemon Go.
Well, not completely different.
Well,
I would say
slightly.
complete.
So at the lowest end of the spectrum, the most unfortunate end of the spectrum, we have Jan, whose phone is a little outdated, and he doesn't want to update to get Pokemon Go. He'd rather just watch me play it or anyone else.
There's a reason, and I'll explain why later.
So he's experiencing Pokemon Go through me. He's not playing it himself. I, on the other hand, had an older phone, and I updated without knowing exactly what I needed to update. So my phone doesn't have a gyroscope. So not only, I can play, but not only can I not use the AR, which is sad, I can't use the battery saver function where you turn it upside down and then you get it the screen goes dark and then it'll notify you if a Pokemon shows up. No, I just gotta open my phone, use all my battery, hope for the best, and use the plain battling background every time.
Wah wah.
And,
But then
yeah,
Ruben is
Yeah.
King Pokemon over here.
Heck yeah. I got everything. My phone. Yeah, it works.
It works.
It works as intended.
Yeah, as intended.
I don't know if it's as intended. I still get all the same crashes and drops as everybody else.
Well,
Right, yeah.
I just can use my camera on VR systems.
So, I mean, that's
There's a gyroscope in this baby.
Oh yeah.
that's
But
cool.
also I have a giant
How
crack on the screen.
tiny do you think the gyroscope is? What do you think it looks like?
Is it like a little ball?
curious.
I don't know.
Let's
I don't know
crack
what
it open.
Oh, let's just
Or we could
break it
Google
in
it.
half. Okay. But
God
okay,
damn it!
so
That was spite because I don't have one.
so
So you crack my phone open.
Yes.
while
I'll
we're
take
on
yours.
while we're on that
No.
subject,
Steal
let's
the gyroscope right
let's
out
go
of it.
ahead and talk
Yeah.
about like the accessibility. So like people want to play Pokemon Go, but some people can't just because of like budget issues and
Not everyone can afford to go get a new phone. Not only a new one, but like a good one. Because like my phone isn't the greatest. I can play it just because it's newer, but I don't get all the features. Like a lot of people I know just don't have the expendable income to get a phone to play a Pokemon game. And they don't want to.
See, here's where I don't understand these people. Because this is the only game I've ever heard this complaint from.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anybody be like, oh, I really want to play the new Dark Souls game on my PC, but I'm running Windows 95 and I really don't want to buy a new computer,
That's
so
true.
I'm not going to buy a
yeah.
new one. They should just make it for Windows 95.
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like people should upgrade their phones anyway, just because it's 2016 and it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Like my phone really wasn't that expensive; it was only like $80. It really wasn't that bad. So, yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable.
I heard someone suggest that they could make like a Pokédex where like you can play Pokemon Go perfectly, and it's
Yes.
it's like a cheaper like phone, and then
So,
all you pay is for
Yeah,
data.
I
and
heard
then
that
that's it.
they're working on it. Of course, we all say that like they're working on it.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
mean, these are all
actually know.
rumors.
It's all rumor.
But
there's a lot of rumors.
A device that looked like a Pokédex, which would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
but just any device that you could like play Pokemon Go on, and then all you need to do really is subscribe for the like data fee, and it'd be like $15 a month just to play Pokemon Go on. That would be great. Although I wouldn't necessarily want to carry it around with my phone. I can just use my phone.
Right? Like, if they want to do that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care to hear from people who are like, well, my phone can't run it, so I'm mad
Yeah.
at Nintendo for my phone not being able to run it.
No,
like,
yeah.
if you obviously don't want to play it that badly if you won't
Exactly.
buy a new phone for
Yeah,
it.
my
It's
first
like,
reaction was to get a new phone.
yeah, like if you don't have the newest system, you don't get to play the newest games.
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
just your life, man.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna complain because Gears 4 is coming out for the Xbox One and I don't have one.
Right?
That's just how it is.
They should bring it
Yeah.
out for the 360 because that's what I have, and I'm too cheap to upgrade.
Or change how it always has been and just make it PS4. Like they should change that.
Microsoft start making games for PlayStation.
Yes.
Okay, so another big thing, this Pokemon Go is probably one of the biggest like trending things like out there. So a lot of media coverage, a lot of news coverage, and a lot of things, you know, like
Useless. Very
yeah,
useless
there's a lot of
articles
things
are being written.
things popping up just for the sake of clicks. That they use the word Pokemon Go and they're expecting people to click on
People
it.
will
And,
read it.
I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
That's just news, man.
That's just news.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anytime something happens, there's going to be a clickbait article. Emily was saying she was mad because there was no real articles about it out
Yeah.
right now. And I think what they need to do is if they're trying to write like a real article, not a clickbait, like you click on my page and pop-ups will destroy your screen.
Yes.
Like an actual news article. Then they need to start combining all the like little tiny articles that everybody's throwing out there. Because everybody's like, oh, Pokemon Go, good for mental health. Oh, Pokemon Go is secretly a workout app. Pokemon Go is forcing people to learn the metric system. Like,
But it's
yeah,
like that's all obvious.
that's all cool in like news-related stuff, but like, it's all very obvious and could be condensed down to one article.
Yeah. Because, like,
Like-
a lot of these articles, literally, the title itself is all of the content that
Yeah.
you're getting. There's no content in these, but people are able to get clicks out of it just because people either want to read about Pokemon Go or they want to find out about it. And it's just frustrating.
something I wanted to ask you guys is like kind of a different subject, but like the this big team rivalry thing on the internet. Everyone always exaggerates it and makes it seem like you guys all really hate each other. But in reality, I really think that it's nothing like that, and I think there's a really weird disconnect between like what people perceive this rivalry as and what it actually is.
Well,
I don't know. What's your guys' opinion?
It's just very similar to sports team stuff. People always get competitive over this kind of thing, and I feel like people have been since the dawn of humanity. There's always an us versus them sort of thing. So as soon as Nintendo decided to make it like team based, where they're like people can be on different teams, they had to have known that this was going to happen. That people would shit talk other teams, they would have team pride and stuff. But I think it just adds to the game where people want to get into it because they hear their friends are on this team, they want to get into that team or stuff like that.
I think it's all in good fun. I've read articles about people like super hazing other people who aren't on their team, but I haven't experienced any of that. And just because I haven't experienced doesn't mean it's not out there. But like, as far as I can tell, most of it is in good fun, and it is just that it's fun. Like it's fun to have pride for one team, and when your friends on a different team, you give them crap for it, and they'll give you crap back. Like
just like
sports.
Nobody's
rivalry.
crying over it or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it is very new. Like I did see a kind of unfortunate incident of graffiti where someone had written Team Mystic on like a park's map, like the maps at the front of like a park, and they had defaced that. And that sucks because that kind of makes us look like jerks.
Yeah, it makes all Pokemon Go players kind of like seem like shadier.
So that's
especially
unfortunate.
Team Mystic.
Team Mystic is the one to blame. So if you're part of Team Mystic, then you have to answer for their crime.
Go clean that park map.
Yes.
Don't listen to them. They're Team Valor. So
Team Valor.
Team Valor for life.
Okay, so but no. On a more serious note, what do you guys think about like? Do you like that there's teams that they're just like flavor wise, or do you think there should be like there should actually be like maybe small bonuses to joining a side, or what do you guys think about
I didn't think there need to be any kind of bonuses or anything like that.
I think that sort of thing is hard to balance because no matter what, people will always be like, "Oh, but I want to be on this team, but I want that buff," kind of thing.
Yeah, it's that deal where like if you were on Team Valor, what would you get, like a battle buff versus like Team Instinct, who would get something for like a hatching egg buff.
But then like that gives them a clear advantage. Yeah. Like that gives Valor a clear advantage in like gyms battles
and stuff like that.
I think the most fair thing I could think of is certain teams would have like a 10% increase to catch certain types of Pokemon.
See, I like that.
Which I think what might be interesting because then you would associate like Valor gyms as like they're probably more like fire type gyms, or like instinct gyms are probably more likely to be electric type gyms, or something like that. But
Mystic,
that's probably the closest thing I could think of to be more balanced.
See, I don't know if that's a good idea because, as it is right now, certain types of Pokemon are already hard to get, and so like, especially if you were to do something like that, where like Team Valor would obviously get like electric type Pokemon.
No, they would fire.
Fire.
Or Team Instinct. I mean,
yes,
get electric.
Correct. Yep.
They would have no counter.
That's
Water
true.
puts out fire, but fire doesn't do anything to electric.
They aren't really. It's not like the Bulbasaur, Charmander,
like
Squirtle triangle. It's
also,
just kind of based on the birds.
It's one of those cool things where, like, in this game, if you see a Pokemon, you can like shout to a group of people and be like, "Dude, there's one of these over here."
That's true.
And people come over and find it. If you're on Team Valor and you find a fire type, you can't shout to people and be like, "Hey, there's Vulpix over here." Half the people will not find it because it's only for Team Valor.
Very good point. I was just wondering what you guys thought.
That is a question that people ask me a lot that don't play, is if I catch a Pokemon, does that mean no one else can catch it? And I think that's actually an amazing thing about Pokemon Go, is that everyone has the same opportunity to catch the same Pokemon. If it's in a spot, then anyone can catch it. I can't take it away from another person.
Right.
And I think that's great. I'm really glad that that's in the game automatically.
It would really suck if you found like a super rare Pokemon and it just got snatched up real fast.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I want to talk about like let's talk about like the pros and cons of Pokemon Go, not in like the game itself. We'll talk about that later, but like what it's doing for people. So there's a lot of pros to this, and I'll talk about maybe like a little bit of the cons, but let's go talk like what do you guys have known that like Pokemon Go has been helping out like somehow.
Pokemon Go so far has been good for exercise. That's everybody knows.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is secretly a workout.
Nintendo
Yeah.
finally got us to go outside,
In
and it's
mass.
working.
Like they tried it with their Street Pass deal.
Yeah, they tried it with the Pikachu pedometer thing.
Right. But now it's working. Like
Yeah.
people are out there and they're
Yeah.
running around. But
Like ants.
yeah, like ants all over my windowsill.
Oh, God.
It's gross over here, guys.
Send help.
They're taking over my life.
Oh no, the ants are quieting him. No.
It's good for exercise. Another one that I keep seeing pop up is that it's good for mental health,
Oh yeah.
which shouldn't be that big a shock. And I don't know if it has so much to do with the game itself as it does like in general, people being outside
Just
and
getting
getting
out.
more exercise is good for mental health.
Yeah.
And this is just a reason for people to get out of bed and do it. So
Exactly.
people with mental illnesses
Yeah.
generally have a hard time pulling themselves out of bed in the morning.
Yes.
And
Like depression is definitely a big thing that I feel like people with depression have a hard time finding reasons to even like get dressed and get out of bed. And now if they have an egg to hatch, they have like Pokemon to catch. It's just a big motivator.
I think a really cool thing is that it's helping connect people through like a similar interest. If you're going to a Pokestop as a lure, someone's bound to say hello to you, or
Ask you what team you're
ask you
on,
what team you're on.
tell you there's a
maybe
Pokemon.
if you don't,
Yeah.
you can feel connected to those other people in that way that you're all doing like a similar activity,
Right.
and that's super important that we're able to find human interaction within a digital game like.
And like
real life.
for
That's-
me,
that's
I have
really
like
cool.
social anxiety. So going to a Pokestop and having people talk to me at first was like really scary. I was like, I don't want to actually walk out there. Like, can we just drive by the Pokestop and I'll collect the Pokemon and we can go, And then Jan's like, no, we have to go out there. It's the point of the game. And I'm just like, okay. But then there was like a Valor gym nearby and people were like, oh, your team Valor? Do you have this Pokemon or like whatever? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm on that team and I have Pokemon just like everyone else. And it was just a positive reinforcement for leaving the house, which is like so important.
It's definitely good for, especially if you have something like social anxiety, where like trying to talk to people is super hard because it's hard to start a conversation or find common ground to talk about. But if you're meeting people for Pokemon Go, you immediately have that in common.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
You
And I think
immediately
that's
know,
beautiful.
And
I think that's really
Yeah.
and Pokemon is such an easy thing to talk about too.
right? Yeah, especially this one.
Okay, so certain cons is like just like rumors and misinformation are definitely going around, and people
the Pokemon are the devil.
oh yeah, and people are using this to blame certain acts or things like trespassing and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Where-
Like there's a lot of concerns about like the whole trespassing deal
Yeah.
and
People-
like the whole distracted deal.
People are using Pokemon Go to blame dumb things that people already do all the time. So the main thing obviously is walking into traffic. I think if you're not paying attention, the app
Which would they warn you?
Yeah,
the app
yeah.
allows you to not have to walk into traffic, right? So the Pokestops don't move, they don't go away, the Pokemon don't really go away. You can click on them from far away, or they'll wait for you. They're going to
Right.
be in the same spot. The Pokestops are going to be in the same spot. So it tells you to pay attention. Also, the people driving should be paying attention, especially now that Pokemon
Well, they're playing
Go is
Pokemon
out.
Go in the car.
See,
too.
that's the thing.
Well,
Is that they're playing too.
that's a big problem. But
That's
what-
that's actually
as a driver,
con.
you should always be paying attention to people by the road, whether they're on their phone or just walking by. Like at any time, something could force somebody onto the road, so you need to be
Yeah.
mindful of that. Not just now that Pokemon Go is out.
Exactly.
In general.
I've heard some people actually do play Pokemon Go while they're driving, so that is something that's
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 yeah,
unfortunate.
That's a big problem. But again, this is people
This is
being
not- yeah.
stupid.
Yes.
This is
yeah,
not the
the
app's fault.
If Pokemon Go wasn't around, they would be doing it with something else. They would
Right?
be
I was going to
texting.
say, these are the
Exactly.
same people who would already be texting and driving to
Yeah.
begin with.
Okay, so this is a con I have just about like the game in general, and I really want your guys' opinion on this.
Okay.
Get ready, because
Okay,
I'm going to give it.
Get ready.
Open your opinion.
I
I'm going to shove
see,
my boot in it.
I really like Pokemon Go. I'm
Okay.
not even participating in it, but I am actually scared that it's going to be a fad that goes away in like a month.
I have thought this
See,
also.
I've also thought of this, and I realize what'll happen is this might be a short-term fad, but as soon as interest starts to die out in a way that like the community is dying out,
they're going to
They're
release more
throwing
Pokemon.
the next generation.
Yes, that's what I
That's
think.
that's what
Every
I'm thinking,
time
too.
the interest wanes, they're going to put in a new mechanic and more Pokemon. Because right now we only have the original Pokemon, which is fine. It's really good intro for people, because a lot of people playing this haven't played Pokemon before.
Yeah.
They just know it's a new game. It's a new app that everyone's doing. So having the original 150, I guess, 150, is like they're being introduced to this entire thing that we've known and loved since we were little, and it's really exciting.
It is really exciting.
And then as soon as people are like, oh, I'm getting kind of bored, they'll be like, look at this, and then we'll have Johto region, and then we'll have, like, maybe they'll add day and night cycles where, because that's when it was implemented in the Johto region, where, like, during the day, if your Pokemon evolve, they might evolve into something different, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot they can expand on Pokemon Go. There's a lot of mechanics they can implement and a lot of Pokemon they can implement. And there's a lot of Pokemon left.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm still a little like wary. Obviously there's gonna be like fewer players that join later on, you know.
Oh yeah, well, just like anything else.
Exactly, just like anything else. But just at the speed and how fast it caught on, it's only been out for like a week and a half. The whole world knows what Pokemon Go is, and that's something that kind of worries me is how like when something blows up super fast, it usually dies kind of fast too. Yeah. So, I think we'll have to watch how this plays out.
It also hasn't been released for every country either.
That is correct. Yeah.
So a lot of places are still waiting to have Pokemon Go, and then when they release it there, it'll explode just as much as it did here, and then it'll keep going. And honestly, I'm not going to stop, because it's that kind of app that you don't have to pay attention to all the time.
Yeah.
It takes no maintenance. So maybe like a month from now, if I'm not playing all the time, I can still open it up and be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk and get some Pokemon.
Exactly. Like if you have a dog and you're walking it anyway, why not play Pokemon Go? Like I feel like it blew up really fast, but I don't think it's just going to die. I think it's just going to not be as intense. But just like any other game, people are still going to play it. People will still find time to play it.
I think what'll really give this app its long-standingness, if that's a word, will be
go ahead. Say.
The battle system. As soon as people can battle each other, that'll be it. Like Pokemon has survived for like 20 years now.
Yes.
Like this is just another one of them. Like people are still playing the original games.
Exactly.
People are still going to be playing this in maybe not 20 years. By that time, who knows what'll be happening.
Who knows?
Exactly, yeah.
God,
we'll actually have Pokemon.
They'll synthesize Pokemon.
But as soon as we can battle and trade each other, not just gyms.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
and I've heard they're talking about adding in the turn-based system for battling each other. Not the
gym
game
system.
Yeah, the gym system. And as soon as that gets in there, it'll be set.
It'll be solid.
It'll be ingrained into the Pokemon game collection.
Because something I love about it too is that it's free. And so, while other Pokemon games might not be 100% accessible, like you would have to buy like a system and the game for it. Well, now if you have an okay phone, you can play it, and then if you could battle and trade, it would just be like owning the other games.
Yeah.
And it also something that we realized is it's probably building up hype for the new games that are coming out. Sun and Moon.
I mean, like. It's in the same vein of how like Fallout 4 tried to throw out Fallout Shelter to raise hype, which kind of worked. But this is way better. Just because now everyone has Pokemon on their mind, they're like, God, I really just want to dig into like an actual Pokemon game, like with actual
I can't
fighting
imagine how many people know people that have never played Pokemon, and then they get into this app and are like, here, you can borrow my DS and I'll give you some games, and then they get to play it and they're like, oh, this game's actually really fun and not completely lame like I thought it was.
Right.
So that's cool.
Yeah. I guess like the only thing I want to ask you guys is what's your biggest complaint so far about the app, and do you think they're gonna like fix those?
Just the server problems. Like that's really been my biggest problem is like when the server drops or when the game crashes or freezes. And they're gonna fix it. Like this is I'm pretty sure it's their top priority. And then after that comes like the trading, battling. Stuff like
this
that.
might as well be a beta. Honestly, it feels like a beta. We should treat it like a beta. We shouldn't have like super high expectations for it. But so far, I've only seen good things. Like where we work, the general manager and our area manager both play it and we work where there's like 3 Pokestops right in the same area where they're active if you stand where you can buy things. So it's like they lure the place, people come in, we've gotten more applications in, we've hired like all the people we need for this like a quota. We've like tripled our business. It's just fantastic. Everyone likes it.
Oh yeah. This game is going to help boost the economy.
Yes.
Like just in general.
Because our downtown is so sad. It's just like the saddest downtown ever. But now every time we go downtown, there's so many people there just walking around, using the businesses, like using the transportation and just populating the city and making it feel like an actual city instead of just like a ghost town.
Right, all those shops that have just opened up downtown, because here there were like 3 or 4 who just popped up.
Yeah.
Most of them are bakeries, I think.
Yeah.
But they're going to start getting some business because there's more population down there. And I've seen farmers markets that are like, all our vendors joined Team Valor and like jumped on the gym that's in our farmers market. Anybody's welcome to come try and take it from us.
Yeah.
Like just as kind of like a pride to get people there. I seen Meijer, our grocery store. Like if you don't live in the Midwest, you don't know what Meijer is.
Yeah.
But like for us,
it's pretty cool.
It's like better Walmart.
Yes, it's a slightly higher quality Walmart that has everything in it that you ever need.
Yeah, without most of the creepy, gross Walmart people.
Yes, no creepy, gross Walmart people.
They're all at Walmart.
Yeah,
they stay there.
But anyway, it's a big chain. It's like a whole Midwest giant store chain. And they were posting about like, hey guys, tell us what Pokemon you've seen in our grocery department.
Yeah, I've seen like Best Buy's advertise like they'll give you like a 10% off discount or something if you're looking for a new phone for Pokemon Go, and they'll know exactly what kind of phone you need, sort of thing. And they're like, come in and update your phone, and we'll help you out. And places like give you a discount if you come in and show them your Pokemon, or if you catch Pokemon there, they like to see it and stuff like that. And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the game's only been out for a week.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon Go, pretty big thing, and I think it's only gonna expand from here, and I think we're all looking forward to that. So,
hopefully,
more?
I'm just hoping the hype dies down with like blaming it for people like getting mugged and like walking into traffic.
Oh my gosh, I deal with so many like people at Spencer's who come in, and of course it's either the hipsters or the old people. I'm like, hey, you playing Pokemon Go? Or like they're looking at Pokemon stuff. So I'm like, oh, Pokemon Go, right? They're like, oh no, I hate that. I can't imagine playing and people get mugged all the time. And I'm like,
God.
it's
like,
not true.
That definitely happens more than you think. It's just because like people are reporting on it because they can like link it to Pokemon Go. But this is happening all the time.
Yeah.
And people don't care normally. But now that Pokemon's tied to it, they're like, oh, it's just because of that game. Yeah. It's just like, no. People get hit by cars a lot. People get mugged a lot. But now they can tie it to Pokemon Go and they're blaming it.
Yeah.
It gathers attention because that's a thing that's going around right now.
Yeah, so I'm hoping like as time goes by, it'll just kind of fade away.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think with that wraps up our podcast for today, and we are going to have some fun and stuff. I don't know, what are we going to do?
We're going to stop the podcast and then be done with it. Yeah.
Oh, was there anything that you wanted to say?
No, I was just like, what are you guys are like, we're going to do stuff, but also end this podcast because it's over now. Goodbye.
Go have some fun. Go outside and play some Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Or watch some more of our videos.
Yes.
Or actually, listen to our podcast while you're out catching some Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's probably a better idea.
Maybe it'll make you walk faster.
Maybe.
Wait. What?
Because you're not paying attention.
Run faster, jump higher.
Run.
8-Bit Ramblers podcast.
There's something behind you. Run! Oh my god! Don't look behind you.
Bye.